Children of the night.
Your vampire soda machine.
Halloween approaches. As you know, we are all great fans of the Halloween. You might call us Halloweenies. Anyway, sorry. Wait, Brain, don't look at me like that. We're not doing video. They don't know what you.
I know. That's why I have the freedom to do it. I don't have to keep up appearances anymore.
I have to pretend I like you guys anymore.
Yay!
Aww. But yeah, no. So I'm going as a vending machine for Halloween, and I got this idea from high school. There was a guy who went as a vending machine, and I'm like, it's pretty genius. I think he made like $20. He just
Wait, really?
yeah. Well, I saw him walk by. I didn't know who it was at first. I saw him walk by, and he was just in a box looking like a vending machine. I was like, oh man, that's badass. He's like, yeah, you want a soda? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, it's $1. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, man, I'm a vending machine. I'm like, all right. So I gave him $1. He just hands me a soda through a little flap. And I'm like, this is genius.
Turns out I was the principal.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I actually don't know who it was. Because I wasn't like friends with it. I just saw a man in a vending machine.
Never figured it out.
Costume.
Where are you gonna hide everything in there?
I'm gonna have a backpack.
Oh,
There's plenty of room in there.
all right.
It's really spacious. I was surprised.
So does it just kind of like balance on your head? Do you have like a harness in there?
I haven't picked that part yet, but I'm gonna have like the straps that came with the box that I bought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make like a little harness out of those, and then maybe like I'm gonna glue down the top flap so like when it sits on my head, it'll just kind of like be there, and also have arm flaps that come out because I have to use my arm because I'm wearing this to work, so it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be some hard physical therapy.
Yeah.
All right, now do what I do.
Exactly.
Like stiff.
Yeah, really.
Get limber.
I want you stiff and rigid. That's all. That's what I want. Everything engaged always.
Oh yeah. Now we have to describe what we're doing since we don't have video. So yeah.
That's fine. Arms straight out to the side, and then you flex them and you hold them, and zero movement.
Hold, brothers.
So you guys like Halloween?
I do.
Like Halloween?
Yeah.
What are you guys going as for Halloween?
Vape Nation.
Yeah, I know yours, Brady. Yours is.
They don't know.
Yours is something.
It's such a good idea.
Describe it. What is it for the ladies and gentlemen
All
at
right,
home?
so
Ladies
it's
and
from
gents.
my like favorite viral video, probably of all time now, from H3H3 Productions. He's making fun of all those like lame vape people. You know the people whose whole like their identity is vaping.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like, it's okay if you can vape. People, it's fun or whatever, but don't make that your thing.
Smoke runs through your veins.
Yeah, like you have like the football guy, you have like the sport or like the movie guy, the TV guy, and then there's a guy whose whole identity is based around vaping, and like that's just lame.
I imagine he looks like a cleaner version of Pigpen from Peanuts, where he just has like a constant cloud around him.
Yeah, except he has weed leaves all over his clothing.
Yeah.
So
these are people at school though.
Yeah,
These are real people.
You see them walking around.
These are real people.
So then Ethan put out a video making fun of him, where he's just like them dialed up to 11, and then unleashes himself upon New York. And like I was crying the first time I watched that video. So that's who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be chubby Ethan.
Yep.
Dressed to the nines in vape clothes.
Dressed to the nines. And it was great too because before we started recording, I was like, "Oh, have you gotten all the stuff yet?" And you were like, "Oh no." And then I walk away and come back 30 seconds later, and your Amazon shopping cart is full of everything you need.
Yeah, it was so easy. I think that might have been how. I don't know if everybody's going to be him for Halloween or if that's how he found his costume.
He actually created a vape dish.
Because I went onto Amazon. I was looking for a marijuana bandana. I typed in weed bandana. The top 4 results were the weed bandana, the flip-up sunglasses he uses with clear lenses underneath them, his go green shirt with the weed leaf on it, and then pajama pants.
Which is like, I got you.
Which is the whole ensemble right there.
Wait, what does he have for shoes?
Sandals with white tube socks.
Okay.
And he has pajama pants tucked into the socks.
Yeah. So there's no circulation from the waist down to the ankles. You got nothing going through there.
You're tucking in both ends of those pajama pants.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure that all of it just seals in there. I actually cannot wait to see that costume.
I'm so excited for that because I'm gonna be so comfortable that day.
As a 2-pronged effect.
So what are you gonna be, Andy?
I'm not actually going in as anything, but
Oh.
The
an
classic
idea,
Andy approach.
Ooh.
an idea that me and Matt did have. I don't know if it was a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago.
I don't remember this then.
But I mean, we have to do it some year.
All right. Oh yeah. What is it?
If we can make it happen this year, that'd be sweet. But I feel like the threshold's already passed.
You're
But
keeping me in such suspense,
I know.
man.
I'm trying to build it up.
What is it?
So Matt and I had this idea a while ago.
Was it the horse?
No, but we can make it part of it. It won't. It won't.
We can?
It won't match.
This costume is just evolving by the second.
We had this idea a little while ago to go as superheroes, but not the regular superheroes that most people would associate with Halloween. Matt's superhero idea was to go as the Crimson Chin.
Oh yes! Oh my god! I forgot about that.
For anybody who doesn't know, the Crimson Chin comes from this old Nickelodeon show called The Fairly Odd Parents, and they
Dude,
had this
Old?
superhero.
That show's still
Yeah,
on.
it's actually still happening.
There's still
Still
new
running?
episodes coming out.
Wow,
yeah.
I guess it's not new then.
I mean, it's the older episodes.
Oh, the Crimson Chin's not in the new ones?
I'm sure he is, but like, the Crimson Chin that's near and dear to my heart is from
Wow.
the
Okay,
old
well,
school
I did
times.
not know the show is still going on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's very bad.
Because that
now,
was
too.
back when I was still watching cartoons, which I
Yeah.
don't any. No, well, I do.
Yeah, I was
but-
gonna say that's not true, but all
I
right.
don't sit at the TV and watch cartoons anymore.
Now he watches them on his little tiny iPod.
Yeah, he
his
carries
iPod
them-
Classic with the scroll wheel.
He watches them with him always. He carries the cartoons in his pocket.
Nah, man, that iPod fell in the toilet
What?
with my pee.
So you've joined us in 2007 with our
Because they
touchscreens.
discontinued the classic, and to buy one was like $500. So I had
Yeah,
to
man.
switch to
The retro collectors like Andy over
the
here.
biggest iPod Touch, and I got that now,
Nice.
which is
Which
a
is-
bigger screen,
Yeah,
which is cool.
yeah, and now you realize
We've been telling you
By
for
the time-
decades now.
by the time Andy's 50, he'll have like a 24-inch screen that he'll watch things on.
Have you guys heard of the iPhone?
Still carried in my my pocket. It's my eye pocket.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
Grandpa, you still use a physical screen? Come on.
It's all in the mind now.
your
Vape Nation.
your grandson blinks and like a screen appears in front of his eyes.
But yeah, so yeah, he's for anyone who doesn't know, he's a superhero on the Fairly Odd Parents TV show.
I maintain that would be a great costume, and I still want to do that.
He's like covered it from head to toe in red spandex, and he has a ginormous
It's
chin.
just a big ass chin. That's kind of his thing,
the
and he hits
Crimson
people
Chin.
with it.
So Matt was gonna go as that, and then my idea was I was gonna go as Powder Toast Man from Ren and
Oh
Stimpy.
yeah, powdered toast man.
So now most people nowadays probably have no idea who Powder Toast Man is.
Yeah, because that show's not still on. That show's long gone.
No, but he
Ren
was
and Stimpy.
He was an awesome. You know, could we put videos of like just who the characters are in this video?
If you guys want to find the time codes,
I'll find him.
I'll find
Alright.
them. Yeah, we'll
Alright.
find them for our video. Okay, so
Alright,
we can put
yeah.
them in so people know who these people are. But yeah, he was a superhero from Ren and Stimpy, and essentially he's just this guy in like red spandex
was-
underwear.
Oh, that was blue and white.
No, it's usually red.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
Sorry, you know more about powdered toast man than me.
I thought it was blue and white.
I want to say there's.
Or maybe I'm thinking
He's
of
in it.
Earthworm Jim.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the other guy from Fairly Odd Parents, the Captain Nebula.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Andy.
Anyway,
Average everyday Andy. But yeah, and his head is powdered toast.
yeah, the important part is the fact that his face is toast.
And he flies backwards, and people have to hold on to his butt to hang on.
Yep. What's his catchphrase, Andy?
Just saying his name and
Oh, I was thinking of
You have to do it.
that was my signal. You got to practice your
Oh.
powdered toast man.
powdered toast man. And then that's always when he like appears in the room and like everything is like strobe lighty.
Quick man, grab tenaciously to my buttocks.
There's that too.
I was hoping for that one, but that one was pretty good.
Yeah.
There was one. This was actually a couple years ago when we were in the dorms, Braden, where I went as Chip Skylark from Fairly
Oh,
Odd
yeah.
Parents,
Oh, yeah.
and that's what inspired me to go as the Crimson Chin. But Chip Skylark was a terrible costume idea. Here's why: Chip Skylark is a regular man. He just wears regular clothes. Like his thing is he wears baggy jeans, a red zip up hoodie, and he has like a goatee and white shoes
With a red beanie.
beanie.
Yeah.
Those are regular clothes.
Those are regular matte clothes.
I had all of those already, so I didn't have to do anything. I
Which
just
is why
grew
you
the
picked that
goatee.
costume.
I grew the goatee and I
I
played
think
my shiny.
that was the only change in your attire. Was
Yeah,
the
and I played my shiny teeth in me like all day. So
Did he have a wallet chain? I forget.
I don't remember. He might have. I don't think I had that.
It was
part.
early 2000s. He probably did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I didn't have that accessory if he did. But so it was Halloween, and me and Braden and like a bunch of us went out trick or treating, right? And like a bunch of us were in costume, except I guess I technically wasn't in costume because like we all go to like people's houses or in the neighborhoods, and like the people in costumes would go first. We go trick or treat or whatever, and then they'd get candy. And then there was me and Braden's old roommate Eric, who just did not dress up. Period. Like he was just like in regular people clothes.
Cardigan.
He was in regular people clothes without the intent of it being a costume, like me, right?
Okay.
And so I made the mistake of walking up to the door with him. So I walk up, we like trick or treat it, and like the guy opens the door, and he looks at us, and he goes, "Are you serious?" And I look at, and I realize this is when I realized that to them, this isn't a costume. Like when I explain it to like other college kids, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Chip Scott, like I love Fairly Odd Parents." I explain it to an adult, they're like, "What are you talking about? That's not a costume. That's not a costume in any culture."
It's cosplay.
And so I had to kind of like, I'm like, oh.
Just open the door and there's these two guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Just close the door on
Exactly. Like they were expecting like these little kids, and they got two adult men that are just asking for candy.
you. To be bigger douchebag baggage.
Bash.
Burger douche bash.
Words are hard. To be just bigger douchebags, you should have just said, trick or treat.
I did say trick. We did say trick or treat.
Awesome.
That's how you greet them at the door. You say trick or treat.
You were a douchebag by proxy.
I guess
You were in the proximity of that. Him.
I mean, I think I actually showed them a picture of like, no, I'm this. Look, and they're like, okay, that's. I guess that's something.
Whatevs.
C-.
Yeah, exactly. It was bad, but I still had fun.
Hello and welcome to
Hello.
episode
Oh man, it's been so long.
19? 20?
something of the Wham Bam.
Episode 4,324 of the
Yeah.
Wham
Bam wham.
If you didn't know, this is our comedy podcast.
Yeah, we can't say weekly anymore because it's been like a year and a half.
I guess I'm your host today
Yep.
because I didn't want to just throw Andy in. Just hope he knew where to start. I am your host for today, Braden Curtis. To my right, we have the illustrious Matt Sagisi.
Children of the night.
And to his right, we have the beautiful douchebash, Andy Cheadle.
Damn it. Yep. There's me.
Hello, childrens.
You can find us on youtube.com/StacheTag, or you can search for
You can lurk. You can definitely lurk.
lurk on SoundCloud.
It's
for,
spooky.
For Wham Bam or StacheTag. Search on iTunes for Andy Cheadle or StacheTag or Wham Bam.
The Hallows Eve approaches.
Where you will find the entire show as one big old podcast for your listening pleasure.
Big old little ear biscuit candies.
I miss ear biscuits, dude.
Are they not doing that anymore?
I don't know. It's just been on hold for 2 years.
Oh, kind of like this show.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so I have a question. So, like, since Halloween is approaching, I wanted to ask you guys this. What's, like, we were talking about costumes. What is, like, the best costume you guys have ever gone on? Do you guys have, like, a thing where you're like, this is it. This is my bread and butter Halloween.
That's going to take some thinking.
Yeah.
Really? Because I
All
remember...
right, we'll be back in 20 minutes.
Because, like, I guess I shouldn't... Maybe best isn't the right word, but I guess favorite. I think, like... Because I was thinking back about it. My favorite costume I ever was goes against my entire being now, but I was Batman when I was younger. I was Batman Beyond, right?
I remember that one.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
I was Batman Beyond. I was super young. I was probably, like pre-third grade, maybe. I don't exactly know when, but I was super young. And, like, I loved it because it came with, like, the red, like, fold-out wings that Batman Beyond has.
Ooh.
And so, like...
Did you make that? You buy
No, I bought it. It was just like a thing I saw at, like, probably Target or something. I'm like, that has wings! Buy it for me, please! And I had that's the most fun I ever had on Halloween. Because I just like, ran around just flapping my wings around. Like, this is great! This is so much fun.
I don't remember Batman flapping.
You know. I couldn't, I had to try somehow, you know what I mean?
Like, I don't see Batman just running across rooftops, just, like, flapping his arms, like,
It's almost
making
like...
bat noises, like... Doesn't happen.
Yeah, that was more Wile E. Coyote's Batman thing. We had like the green suit, and just
yeah.
like trying to flap everywhere.
Yeah, that one didn't work either.
Yeah, that was. I had so much fun as that costume that I actually remember this. I had a dream, like a month or so after that, when I was wearing that costume again, and I could actually fly in the dream. I'm like, this. Oh my god, this is so great. I love everything about this. I think I kept that costume for like, God, years.
Well, after I grew out of it.
Oh yeah, I still tried to fit into it occasionally in high school. It didn't, but I made it fit.
Had to cut open the
I got in
feet
there.
so my feet could stick through.
Yeah, I got in there somehow.
I think mine are a tie.
Okay,
I think Oscar the Grouch.
that's a
Where-
great
yeah,
one. That's badass.
We got a little trash can from Home Depot and cut the hole out, or cut the bottom out of it so
Yeah.
I can walk around. But I got really tired of that one because even then I had kind of like long legs and the trash can was kind of small. So like I was trying to walk and it was like cutting my legs up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to do like a little penguin walk around the neighborhood. It was like a little waddle.
Sorry, the blood streaming down your legs really sold the fear factor.
Oh yeah, no, I was a rated R Oscar the Grouch.
Damn.
Now like halfway through the night I just took it off. I'm like, I'm a green man. Ooh.
Wait, were you furry? Did you have like hair?
I had a like wool green sweater that I turned inside out, so like all the fuzz
Okay.
was sticking out.
Okay,
And then
there
I
you
painted
go.
my face green.
Ooh, it's spooky.
Were you mad at everybody?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, just because my
Trick or
just because
treat.
my legs were getting sliced open, I was like, I want to go home.
I'm tired of this. I have my pillow sack full of candy. I'm done.
when Braden does it, he goes full force. If he has to be angry, he's gonna be actually angry.
Oh, the good thing I did have though is I didn't carry a bag around with me. I built one into the trash can. They would just toss the candy into the
Nice.
trash
That's
can,
pretty good.
Nice.
and I could take it home with me. But
Didn't that make the trash can like exponentially heavier as
yeah,
the
no,
night
it
went
was
on?
a bad idea.
You're like, oh my god, come on!
But the
I gotta
one,
eat the candy to make it lighter.
the one I did enjoy that did not hurt me was the Charlie Brown ghost. With,
Yes!
with the holes cut all over the sheet.
Yes! Oh my god, that's so good.
I love that one. Was awesome because I did not get my feet cut open.
Oh yeah, I actually went a couple years ago. I went as a bedsheet ghost, classic
Oh, yeah.
bedsheet ghost, and like I didn't think it was gonna go over as well as it did. It rocked the show.
Really?
Yeah, everyone loved it. I think it's just because you don't like it's the cliche costume that no one ever does. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like no one ever does the costume or the bedsheet ghost. And so I was like walking around, and like I went to this party later with everyone, and like, oh my god, man, this is the favorite of the night for me right here. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And so every once in a while, I'd rip it off and like hide it under my shirt, walk around. And so there were people there that didn't know I was the bedsheet ghost because they didn't see me do that. And I'm like, oh, where's your costume, man? I'm like, I didn't have time to make one, man. I just wanted to come and say hi to
I
everybody.
just put a pillow on my stomach, and I'm just fat.
No, I think I was wearing like a baggier sweater, so like I could
okay.
like put it under and like kind of put my hands in the front pocket and like squish it to
okay.
myself, so like it didn't look like I had a bedsheet under there. And then like later on, I just find the people that didn't know I was the bedsheet ghost and just like stalk them all night and be like, yo, that dude keeps following me, man. Why does that dude keep following me?
Nice.
Oh, it was so much fun. I actually I wanted to revive that costume too if I didn't do this one, because like I'm dressing up for work, but like the stipulation was it had to be food. And I'm like, all right, I guess vending machine is kind of food. It's sort of
I think it
food.
passes.
I felt like an idiot though when I was at work, because like when was it? This was like a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about costumes. I was like, my brain was just so fried because I had class earlier that day and I was just really tired because I didn't sleep well. And I had like, when I wrote down vending machine like on the piece of paper of what you're gonna be, like I had in mind like the soda vending machine, right? And for me, that was just at that moment, that was the only type of vending machine there was in existence ever was soda, right? I completely blocked off literally every other vending machine that has chips and food in them. And then one of my coworkers, her thought was that I was gonna go as one with chips, right? Mm-hmm. And so she's like, "Oh, you're gonna like carry bags of chips around for us? You're gonna give out bags of chips?" And I was still locked in soda machine, and I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "You're gonna be a vending machine." I'm like, "Yeah, what vending machine do you know has chips?"
Oh my god!
I said that completely genuine, and like in my mind, I was picturing when she said chips, I was picturing like full on like catered basket of chips and salsa from like a Mexican restaurant. I don't know. I was tired, man. I understand this is stupid and like completely irrational, but it's just what I was thinking. And so I was like, I was like, no, what are you talking about? Vending machines having chips? You crazy?
Obviously, the only kind that would have that would be ones that just spit out just ready to go nachos.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. That's what I was thinking of. Or like I don't know.
And that's not a thing.
And I'm like, that's not a thing, you crazy woman. And then I like everyone.
I just hope she's just like she just grabs your head, turns it slightly to the right, and there's a chip vending machine right next to you.
I mean, I honestly would have preferred that if it was just her and I in this interaction. I was in the room with all of the doctors, with all of the PhD wielding people.
I was fired a day later.
That are my bosses, and like they all turn and look at me with like the eyes like I was like a goddamn Neanderthal that I'd been alive for 30 seconds in this world. And one of them goes, "Dude, who are you? What are you talking about?" And then as soon as I looked around at these just flabbergasted faces, I kind of realized it all came rushing back that I'm like, oh yeah, those exist. And so at that point, there's nothing I can do to save myself. I can't talk my way out of this one. I can't be like, oh, I thought it spat out regular nachos. I mean, I was just thinking it was soda machine. I didn't know that.
Did you run with it?
No.
Oh man, dude, that reminds me of this story I found on Reddit. It was in the Today I Fucked Up subreddit.
Oh, good.
I think it's one of the top stories there now.
Oh, good.
But this guy, he just started dating his girlfriend, and like she invited him over for dinner with her parents, and like that's a big step. Mm-hmm. So he goes over there, and like he usually jokes around with her, and they have like a kind of like a fun relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But they're eating dinner, and they bring out it's like steak and potatoes, and he grabs the fork, and he's like just joking around, playing with the potatoes, and he's like, "Oh, what are these? I've never seen these before." And most people would laugh. Like, oh, come on. Because that's a normal dinner.
Yeah.
But the dad's just like staring at him and he's like, are you joking right now? And the guy's like, he's keeping the joke going. He's like, no, I've never, what are these little things? And he's like, they're potatoes. Ooh, a potato. And he like takes a bite. Like, interesting. And like the family is flipping out and they're like slamming on the table, like, stop doing this in my household. And the girlfriend's crying. And
crying, laughing, or like,
no,
crying.
She's devastated because her parents are hating this guy. But he's like, once the dad gets pissed off, he realizes he's gone too far in now, so he has to keep going. He's locked. He's committed.
Oh, man.
Like, no, I promise I've never seen a potato before, sir.
We're going to ride this sinking ship to the bottom of the sea, goddammit. Oh,
so,
my.
Yeah. That's what your story reminded me of. I was hoping you just went all the way. And like, I've never seen a chip vending machine.
Okay, there's a difference there. There's a difference of he kept it going. Worst comes to worst, he loses a relationship that just happened, right? Mm. My worstest to worst, I lose a job that just happened. Because I don't know, man. Like that's commitment. I don't know that I could keep it going that way. If there's a family of people that I don't know that think I'm some sort of weird pagan monster that hasn't seen potatoes before. I don't know if I can keep that going. I don't have that kind of commitment. There was there was one Halloween. Actually, I think it was multiple. Like when I was younger, where I was like afraid to go to the door to ask for candy. So like,
how old were you?
Oh God, I was probably like under 5 or 6.
Like, had you gone trick or treating before?
Oh yeah. Like every year,
this was a new development.
Every year, I was a classic kid. I was excited to go get the candy, but I didn't want to go to the door, right? Mm-hmm. And so like, I'd try every single time. I'd like walk to the door with like my cousins or whoever I was with, and like we'd ring the doorbell, and then as soon as I ring the doorbell, I'd be like, "Fuck, I can't do this. I'm out." And I'd run behind my parents and be like, "Guys, like, come on, do me a solid. Just give me the candy. I swear I'll get it at the next house. Just you guys get it for me at this one. Thank you guys. Love you. Thank you very much. Next house, same thing. Like, fuck, I'm out of here. This is ridiculous. These are strangers. I don't know them." But yeah, it was a good time.
What was your favorite costume, Andy?
I think I kind of have two. So first one is I went as Darth Vader, and it was good. I was walking along and I passed someone who was Luke Skywalker. And so I had my red lightsaber, Darth Vader, he had his green lightsaber. So we just started fighting. It was awesome.
That's actually pretty badass.
So that was totally cool. And then it just further actually, this made me feel a little bit worse. We walked up to the house.
I blew up his home.
Like
I killed his aunt and uncle.
My bad. Some woman opens the door, and then she's like handing out candy. It's like, all right, trick or treat, you know. And then from behind her comes this guy dressed as Darth Vader, and his costume was way better than mine. Like his helmet actually went all the way around. Mine was just the front half. It was like, oh,
Daddy.
but then I don't know. I think we like high-fived or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
But so there's that one. But then the next one, just because of how ridiculous it was I had a leftover Jason mask. And I had this
the back half of this Darth Vader mask. Combine!
Darth Jason. Jason Vader.
Jason Vader, he's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy's has a new costume.
There
this
we
year.
go.
Could have a chainsaw lightsaber.
Ooh.
Of
Mashups
course,
are a thing
of
now.
course, Jason didn't have a chainsaw. He had a machete, but whatever.
Yeah, we can get some Chainsaw Massacre in there. That's fine.
Anyway, okay, so I had like a leftover Jason mask and this like long, like raggedy looking nasty wig. And I was like, what can I do with these? And then I think it was my dad or my mom came up with the idea. You should go as like the mailman from hell. Because my dad was a mailman. So I went, put on a mail jacket, mail shorts, and everything. And I had like this post office visor. And then I just put on this big black wig and a Jason mask. I just went from like house to house like that.
All right.
And then people
You're going postal on everyone.
Yeah, dude, that's what I told them. They were like first thing, because every single house they'd ask like, "What are you?" And I was like, "I'm the mailman from hell. I'm going postal."
How old were you when you did this?
3.
I think I was like 10. I don't know.
Because that's a pretty intense subject for a 10-year-old to just kind of blatantly flaunt.
I knew
Also a solid joke.
Yeah.
I knew what
Like it's
postal was.
brilliant satire all around. There was
It was good.
So this wasn't like Halloween, but this was just a really good scare that my friends pulled on me. I think I told you this, Andy. I don't know if I told you, Brayden, but so
It's not the one I'm thinking of because he was part of it. So he must. It'd be weird if he didn't know about it.
yeah, he didn't know about it. I don't
All
think.
right.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. Now I want to hear that next. But
All right.
so this was I don't know, a while. This was probably like a couple of years ago. We were all hanging out at my friend John's house, and it was a bunch of us. It was like me, John, his girlfriend Cody at the time, Paul, my friend, was there, and then a couple other people I don't really remember. But like those are the important players in this. And you guys obviously know Slenderman, right? And you know his associate video games, Slender the Arrival, which was the new one, the big hot thing on the market. So my friend John had downloaded that, and like we were playing it in his room, which is upstairs, and it was night, right? And I'd already played it before. John had already played it before. The only one who really like sort of hadn't was Paul and Cody, his girlfriend. And so we made Cody play it because she's like the most skittish out of all of us. And like, but she was like super eager. Like she was like really down, which is strange. Like this is really out of character for her. She usually hates scary stuff. So she's like playing it, right? And she's like just super tense the whole time. She's like, she's jumped, like she turns like a left in the thing and she's jumping at bushes. So she's like, oh God. Oh! And she's like acting out over everything, right? And like nothing scary has happened yet. Like it's just like the intro where it just says like the title. And like we're just trying to get her to keep going, right? And then she's like, oh man, I can't do this, right? And so she's super just wound up, and we're all like, all right, it's not that scary. Like, relax, it's okay, everything's fine. And then so she's like, hang on, I gotta go downstairs to get some water. And so she like gets up and like runs downstairs, right? And we're like, all right, that's fine. We're hanging in John's room, and then out of nowhere from downstairs, we hear her go, oh fuck! And she like runs back upstairs, and she's like, guys, I just heard a knock at the door. And we're like, yeah, it's probably our friend Sal. Like, we think he's coming over. Like, and she's like,
wait, is Sal Vampire Rules?
Oh yeah, Sal's Vampire Rules.
All right.
Quick side note: our friend Sal he lives by vampire rules. So if he comes over to your house, he'll only come in if you invite him in. To the point where like we hadn't seen him in a very long time because we were all away, and we came back and we were at my friend Trey's house, and then we were all in his room, and then his younger brother comes in and is like, Trey, I think one of your friends is here. And he's like, oh, let him in. He's like, he won't come in. And like, why? He's like, he says you have to invite him in. And we're like, Sal's here. All right, I digress. So we're back at John's house, and he's like, I heard a knock at the door. And we're like, yeah, did you see who it was? Like, it's probably Sal. And she's like, no, I just got scared. We're like, all right, come on, like we'll go downstairs. And we're like, I walk downstairs with her. I look at the door. There's no one at the door, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess, or maybe she didn't hear a knock. Maybe it was something else or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I kind of open the door and I look outside. And I don't see anybody. I'm like, oh, I guess weird. There wasn't anybody. And then she's adamant. She's like, no, guys, I swear to God, like I heard a knock at the door. I saw like a dude standing in the door. And we're like, all right, maybe he left then. It was like, there's no one there now. So and she's still kind of like flustered, like looking around really like quick, and her eyes are darty. She's like, oh, okay, like I don't know, like I'm gonna go get some water. And we're like, all right. And so she like, we all walk into the kitchen. Well, it's me, Paul, and Cody. It's like just the three of us. Everyone else is still upstairs. And then like she's getting her water, and me and Paul are just talking in the kitchen, and she's kind of like looking out the windows and like looking around, just being really paranoid. And then she walks to the back sliding glass door, and she like opens it and like looks out, and then goes ah! and just straight up falls, like just like falls back on her knees and like scoots away. She's like, "What the fuck is that?" And we're like, "Oh God, all right, come on, Cody." And we're like, we walk out there, we look outside, and we're like, we don't see anything, and we're like, "What are you talking about? Where?" And she's like, "Right there," and she like points to the far corner of like where the two fences meet in his backyard, and it's dark, so all we see is like this kind of blurry like splotch of like white, and like that's just sitting in the corner, like near the bottom in the corner. And I'm like, that's nothing. It's probably just like a ball. And then as soon as I say a ball, like when we step out, we are like kind of standing on the back patio at this point. We're like, it's just a ball. Like it's nothing. And then it starts moving, and we're like, oh, I guess it's like some sort of cat. And then like it starts to kind of rise, and it's doing like a sort of infinity figure 8 kind of motion. And we're like, all right. And it's like it's starting to rise, right? And I'm like, oh, maybe it's a cat that's just climbing the fence. And then it goes past the level of the fence, and I'm like, okay, I am running out of excuses. And then it starts getting closer. It starts moving towards me and Paul. And Paul, the survivalist that he is, he goes, oh, fuck that. And he just runs back inside. He just immediately dips. And I'm still just standing there trying to analyze what this is. So in this scenario, I die, Paul lives. That's the bottom line of this. I die, Paul lives. But I'm standing there trying to figure out what it is. I'm slowly backing into the thing, right? I'm backing into the house. And I'm like, what is it? And as it's getting closer, I can start to make out like sort of what it is. And it's like, it's a mask. It's like a white mask that has, it almost, have you guys seen Spirited Away? Mm-hmm. It almost looks like the white, like the no face, white spirit mask or whatever. It looks like that, but a lot angrier. And I'm like, oh God, oh fuck. And so I run back inside too. But like, as an idiot, I run back inside and I don't close the sliding glass door. It's like I run back inside and like me and Paul and like Cody like posted up like right by the like by his kitchen. And then like it comes inside, right? And it's just this mask surrounded by this black cloak and just like wriggles inside the thing. We're like, oh God, what the? And like it like comes in and stands there, and we're like, oh. And then Gary's face pops out from behind like it's a little sheet. And he's like, pop, hey guys, and he has like a full-on backpack with like this mounted on top of it, and it's this thing that's like draped in, and we're like, oh my God, dude, what the hell? And this was nowhere near Halloween either, so we were not expecting any of this. Mm-hmm. And then Cody, we look at Cody, she's laughing on the ground, right? And we're like, wait, were you a part of this? He's like, oh yeah, dude, we set both this up. So she was like acting super scared to try to like get us unnerved enough to like where that would work. Mm-hmm. And it worked. Because the rest of the night, I was like messed up for the rest of the night, dude. Like we were playing Slender the Arrival again, and I was already in that scared state. And I swear to God, like we were all in John's room, door was closed. I swear to God, I heard someone like touch the outside of the door and like sort of drag their like something, I'm assuming like fingers. I felt like a tap, and then like it dragged across for a second, and then like walked down the hallway. And I was like, I didn't say anything because I'm like, that might be a little too much for the moment. But I'm like, another reason why I would die. Like, why would you not say anything if you thought that would happen?
Yeah, you are not a survivor.
I'm
You are not a Paul.
Yeah, I am apparently very bad in these situations. But yeah, man, that was utterly terrifying. And I guess it was supposed to go on longer, but like, I guess Gary had been in the backyard for like upwards of 30 minutes. Like just kind of crouched there because he kept trying to text Cody to like get everyone downstairs. But I guess like she missed the messages or like wasn't getting them. So he was like just squatted down in like a catcher's position there. And he was going to keep it going on longer and like go to like not come in the house and like go to the windows and like just kind of spook us all night.
Yeah.
But his legs were real tired. So he's like, bump it. I just want to come inside. It's cold out here. So it was fun. It was a good time. You guys ever got any good scares?
Wait, Andy, what was your story?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The one I was thinking of, well, I wasn't there for it, but it was when you said it was like you first moved here, it was your birthday, and then Braden, you
Oh my God!
You created a whole scare tactics.
It was your Slenderman.
Oh
Maze.
yeah.
Oh my God! We haven't told that on the show, have we? I don't think so.
I don't know. Go for it.
Oh my God! So I feel like I'm doing so much time. I feel like I'm doing all the talking. But this is still, to this day, like probably the greatest birthday I've ever had in my life, or birthday surprise I've ever had in my life. And it came from people I'd only known for 3 weeks, which is crazy. So it deals with Slenderman again, because the best things in life do. And it was freshman year of college. Like, we all just moved to the dorms. We all just met everybody. It's like our whole group of friends, and we all still liked each other. And I don't know what happened, but for like the first month, everyone whose birthday resided within that month, we went gangbusters on birthdays. Like, our friend Corinne, she got like a full-on like cake and ice cream, and like everyone wore her favorite color. Like, and we all were in the common room and surprised her, and Chandler sang to her.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Dad started it.
I think
and
it
we're
did.
like, well, we have to do that for everybody now.
Yeah, that was.
And then yours came around, and we're like, that was too much work.
Yeah, dude. Like, wow. So what happened was, like, I guess that was the seed that we're like, all right, we gotta kick it up to the next level now. So how long were you guys working on this before my birthday? Do you
Probably
remember?
like 2 weeks.
See, that's crazy to me.
Wow.
So what it was a full-on Slenderman Maze, because we like had just like Braden, you were the one that seeded this idea because you showed me Slender the Arrival game, and then we sort of just peppered that throughout the rest of the group, and everyone loved it because it's super scary, and who doesn't like that? And so they, I guess, for my birthday, I went home that weekend, but I came back. My birthday was technically on a Tuesday, so that Tuesday, like, we had class and came back, and everyone was in the common room. Or, like, not everyone, but, like, a bunch of us were in the common room. And on Cal State Long Beach, there's this section that is supposed to be an Indian burial ground, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think it is, but that's just what everyone says, so they can't build on it or whatever. So it's just an empty plot of land. And we were sitting in the common room, and our friend Trey is like, hey, you guys want to go to the Indian burial ground? And everyone was like, yeah! And no joke, I was actually, like, this close to being like, nah, man, actually, I want to go to bed. Like, I'm tired. Like, it's been a long day, man. Thankfully, I didn't. Because God, would that have been a monkey wrench. And, but I went along with it, and we're walking out there, and Trey had this video camera. And I didn't know what the camera was for, and I asked him, and this is a beautiful on-the-spot lie that totally worked. I was like, why do you have a camera, Trey? And he goes, oh, it's actually for a project in my history class. I have to record one day in my life and like edit it together, and it's this whole thing. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, let me. And this was the part where I was like, I could have ruined everything. Where I was like, oh, like let me. What's a day in the life of Trey? Like, what footage do you have so far? And quick thinking Trey, without missing a beat, he goes, oh, I actually just put all the rest of today's footage on my computer. Like, I erased it from the camera, so it just has like from the common room here. And I'm like, oh man, oh well. And so it's 9 o'clock at night, and we're walking to the burial ground, and there's like a little sitting area with like stumps and like rocks that someone had made at some point, and we're approaching that, and there's a big pole that's just stuck in the middle of it, right? And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Slenderman video games, what you have to do in the game, there are 8 like pages that you have to find, and then you win, right? And all the pages have like really spooky drawings on them. Then they say things like, I can't run, it follows, no eyes, tall man, or whatever. Spooky. And they all say stuff like that, right? And we're walking up there, and I see like is a page like, taped to that thing, and I think it's like a thing that's like, hey, don't come past this point, like you can't. But as we get closer, I can see that it's a page from the video game, like an exact replica of the page. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like someone put again, nowhere near Halloween. So like, I don't know. I don't really know why anyone would think to do this. In my mind, I'm like, oh, someone put a Slenderman page here. That's kind of creepy, but kind of cool. And then again, I'm clueless at this point. Like, I don't know what's happening. But then this should tip me off. They're like, hey, Matt, why don't you go pick it up? And still oblivious to me, I'm like, okay. So I walk up and I take it off the thing. And I'm looking at it. As soon as I take it off of the thing, like past us in the distance, there's a bunch of trees there too, like a bunch of like eucalyptus trees. A dude steps out from behind one of those trees, and I look up, and it's a man in a suit, in a red tie, and a white face, and with no facial features, which is Slenderman. Slenderman stepped out from behind the tree, and I look up and I'm like, guys, is anyone else seeing what I'm seeing right now? And they all look up and they're like, what the fuck? What is it? What is that? And I don't know why we're doing this. We all start walking as a group collectively closer, but I'm in the middle of the group, so I can't back away. I'm kind of being like cattle herded towards this thing, and I'm like, we're all kind of like, and it's not moving, just standing there completely still, just staring, right? And I'm like, guys, we're going the wrong way. The dorms are that way. Come on, man. What are we even talking about? And so we get closer, and we're kind of like, hey, like, we're trying to talk to it. Hey, so what's up? And then as soon as we get like I don't know how we got to a certain distance away, a strobe light goes off from like underneath its feet. A strobe light goes off and blinds all of us. I'm like, oh God, what the? Strobe light turns off. He's gone. Slenderman is gone.
Dude, I don't remember that part.
You don't remember that part? It was
Well, you weren't there, so.
I know. I don't remember that part being told that part of the story.
Oh yes, yeah. Strobe light goes off. He's gone. Right.
Nice.
And we're like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? And so I'm kind of freaking out, and so is everyone around me. And so we kind of like, we run a little bit further into this clearing where the the burial grounds are. And we're like, all right, yo, what is going on? What's happening now? And so we're like, we can kind of see on another tree, like a little bit over, there's another page. And we're like, oh, well, I didn't say this. Someone was like, oh, is that another page? We should go get it. I'm like, why? Why should we go get it? Why? And so, again, I get cattle herded to this page, and we pick it up, right? And take it off the tree, and we're like, where's the other one? Like, we have two, and we're like, okay. At this point, I kind of realize what's going on. And so we're like, we start walking back towards the way we came, and then someone goes, hey, wait a minute. Where's Ben and Corinne? Two people that were with us. And I go, oh, they're right. Where's Ben and Corinne? Where the fuck is Ben and Corinne? They're gone. I don't know where they went. They just dipped. I think there was like 5 or 6 of us collectively that walked up there as a group, right? And now we're down 2 men. We're down 2 men now. And so, like, we have one page and another one. And we're like, we put them down in the center. Trey is filming all of this, by the way, and we put them down.
Wait, so there's still a video of this?
No, unfortunately not, because like
it was too dark. When we got the footage, it was just like black, and you could hear everybody talking.
Yeah, there were a couple good shots, which I'll get to, but like ultimately it was like a good like maybe hour or so of just like basically the second act of Blair Witch, where it was just like nothing. Ooh, person, nothing. Ooh,
yeah, there was one shot where I was kind of lit up, and you could see me in the costume.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So keep going, I'll find it.
Okay, so like he puts the 2 pages down, and we're like, what do we do now? And then Trey looks down, and he's like, well, we have 2. Legend says there's 8. Which was my favorite line of the night. I'm like, all right, let's keep going. Because at this point, I'm game. I know what's happening. Like, I'm on board. And I am excited as hell. Meanwhile, my friend Kirby, who's like, she does not look like she's having fun. She looks like she's on the verge of tears. She's like clutching my arm the whole time and like she has this flashlight that she's like keeps shining in my face accidentally. I'm like, God, stop. And so we're walking around and we get to there's a fence that's like on the far side.
I just want to hear that like eventually Corinne's gone and like Slenderman got Corinne, and then you're just like, no, that was me. She kept shining the light in my face, and I just you're done.
Now she's Slenderman, you can have that one. That one's on me. So like we get to the chain link fence at the end. We see a page on that. We're like, yes, third page. Let's grab this. And so again, they make me do it. So I walk up to it and I grab the page and I'm looking at it. And then I think someone walks up next to me. I forget who it is. And we're looking at it. And I don't see this immediately, but I look up and there's a eucalyptus tree. Not a eucalyptus tree, but there's a tree. And it like goes up the trunk and then it branches like 2 feet off the ground into like 2 other sections. I look up. Slenderman is standing in between the fork of that tree, literally like 3 feet away from us.
That's awesome.
And I didn't see. He was there the whole time. Didn't see him, which is his MO. So I'm like, which is his thing. So I look up and I see him and I scream like, "Oh God!" And then everyone looks up and sees it, and then we all scream. Right? I think I throw the page in the air. I'm like, "Fuck this!" And like someone grabs it, and we like run away, and we're all like just booking it down the thing. We come back to the middle of the field, and this was probably my second favorite part. We had our friend Nasia there, who is straight up from like Trinidad.
Barbados.
Yeah, she's a Barbados baby.
Barbadian?
A Barbadian.
Barbadian.
So most of the time she has like she puts on an American accent, but you can kind of tell that she still has like her Calypso accent from Pirates of the Caribbean. And it was such an amazing accent. I loved it so much, but she would never speak in it. I don't know why. She'd do it everyone like if she started talking like a lot, she'd slip into it, which was great. So I always talked to her. But like, I think because it was my birthday, she just spoke like that all day, and it was the best. And so we all go to the center, and I'm gonna try to replicate it. I'm real bad at it, but she's like, oh, we have to do the cleansing.
That is so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad. I'm gonna stop. Imagine this as like Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean, but she's like, we have to cleanse the area of the spirits, and she takes off her backpack and she pulls out 3 candles and puts them down in the thing and like incense. And then lights the candles, and then lights like I thought it wasn't incense, it's like sage or something like a bushel of herbs that she lit on fire and just starts smoking. And then she starts speaking really fast in like what I'm assuming is like a traditional chant that she knows. And like we all sat in a circle and we all like held hands and we did the thing from like Avatar. We're like, oh. And like this is great. And then we blow the candles out, and she's like, okay, that should protect us. Let's keep going. I'm like, hell yeah, let's keep going.
And then she died.
Oh, I should keep mentioning, as we find more pages, more people keep disappearing from our group.
Nice.
I forget the order of which people leave, but people keep disappearing.
I'm assuming Trey had to be last because he had the camera.
Yeah, Trey was out to the very end. And so we keep walking, and there's this big, like, this tree that, like, it goes up, and then the leaves and branches form, like, a perfect circular canopy. And, like, we look over, and there's a man standing under it. It's not Slenderman this time. It's a man in black jeans, a black zip-up hoodie with the hood up, and like a Jabberwocky mask. But the Jabberwocky mask is like has weird, crazy, like black designs drawn on it, right? And he's just standing there. At his feet is another page.
That's cool.
And so I'm like, oh God, I suppose we have to go get that now then. And so we slowly kind of walk up. He's not moving. And of course, I have to do it. And so I'm like walking up and I'm like, oh God, oh God. I approach slowly. I think I say hi. I don't remember. But like I reach down, I grab the page. I pick it up. I slowly start backing up. He's not moving. I'm fixing eye contact on him. So he's not scaring me. He's not getting the jump on me. I walk back. I get like 5 feet away from him. Out of the tree above me drops another man in the same outfit. Just brah, out of nowhere. I'm like, oh fuck! I like fall backwards on my ass and I drop the page and like I scramble to grab it and they both take off. They dip like opposite directions. Like one goes behind the tree, one goes into the blackness that is that way. I'm like, and I run back with the page, and I'm like, guys, I got it. And like, what was that? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Where'd they go? Come on, man. I don't know. And so we're halfway done. We have 4 pages at this point. And meanwhile, I think it's like me, Trey, Kirby, and then one other person. Kirby's crying at this point. She is like just in tears. She's like, I don't want this. I'm so scared, you guys. I don't want to do this anymore. We're like, I'm having a great time, so I don't want to stop. And I'm like, it's okay. Like we gotta keep going. We're almost done. We're halfway there. We can do it. We've come so far, Kirby. Let's keep going. And so this is my favorite one. So there's like a big dead tree, or like the trunk of one that's like been cut off like maybe 8 feet above the ground. It's a wide tree. There's a page on that, right? And we're seeing it, and it's just the page on the tree. Look around. No Slenderman. No other dude in his weird mask. I think this is gonna be an easy one. I think we can just grab this one and go. We can just get it and dip. And so we walk up, right? Looking around. No one's around. This is good. All right. This is gonna be an easy one. I walk up, right? I take the page off of the tree. I'm reading it. I take the page off of the tree. I'm looking at it. It says like, "Oh, I'm a Slenderman" or something like that. Again, I don't know where this man came from, but another guy in the face mask and black clothes runs directly in front of me and grabs the page out of my hand. Just pop! There are crunchy leaves. He like glided by me. No noise, nothing. Just like, and like 50 miles an hour too. I don't know where he came from. Snatches it out of my hand. I'm like, God. I step back. As I step back, I look up. At the top of this tree, Slenderman just woo.
That is so good.
No joke. He rises up. It's just his head.
that was you, right?
Yeah.
He rose up out from behind. We got to put that on.
Yeah,
the
that
thing.
picture is gonna be on there.
That picture is gonna be on there. Don't worry, you guys.
That is freaking scary, dude.
I don't think I screamed. I think I just pissed myself. I don't think I was so bereft of the fear emotion at that point. I just looked up and I was like, I accepted my death. I'm like, I'm dead. This is it. Just take me. It's fine. So I'm going to break the fourth wall for a second. How did you do that, Brayden?
Oh, okay. So I dipped like, I think a quarter into the night. So I didn't hear.
Were you with us or no?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Brayden was with us. So were you one of the ones that disappeared?
Yeah.
Brayden disappeared.
When I left after the first strobe light.
So it was you. Okay, so I think it was you and Corinne then, or something like that.
Yeah. So
I
I think Ben dipped with us.
Oh, okay.
And then right next to that, there's kind of like this. It's kind of like a moat or like a trench kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those went off. We dipped and we just like dove into those and we just stayed.
Oh my god.
And then you guys, all right, let's keep going. And then we could hear you like, wait, where'd they go? And then we just like pieced out. And then
my god.
I ran to that tree, got into costume. I think Jake was over there helping me
Okay.
set up. I put everything on, put on my little face mask, and then I just hung from the back of that tree for I think like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I heard the scream, and I just like slowly like pulled myself up over it.
It was perfect, dude. That could not have gone better. And that was the one shot that I wish we kept on the camera, because that was the one thing where it happened perfectly. Like, I'm standing there, guy runs through, grabs my page, Trey pans up with the camera, and then you rise up from behind the tree. Oh, God. So we lose our minds. We're like, oh, God, I'm so scared. We run away. And then I think, that's like page 6, I think? I don't remember. Like 5 or 6. I actually don't really remember. I remember the last 2 pages. I don't know. One of them I'm missing, but like these are the best ones. At this point, I think it's just me, Kirby, and Trey are the only survivors up until this point. And there's like this little path that leads around, and there's a pole that's like just stuck into the ground, and there's a page on it, right? It's the 7th page. And I should mention, there's creepy music playing this whole time.
Yeah. We took Jake's Jeep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He has the generator in it.
That's right.
And he parked it on the outskirts of the field, and he has his big amps like he uses for his shows. We hooked him up to that, and when we just had the ambient soundtrack to the Slenderman game.
Yeah.
But it's like so deep that it's almost just kind of like a boom.
Yeah, it feels like ambient noise.
That's right. That's what it did. Yeah.
But it amped up over the course of the night.
Yeah.
I think just to make it creepier, and like as it was building up, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
It was terrible. You all suck. But I love you so much. So there's this 7th page, right? And it's posted up on this pole. But instead of being straight up, it's at an angle, right? And I pick it up, or like we walk up to it, and like Trey's like, guys, I think if that corner's almost like an arrow, and it's pointing us that way. I look to my right, and there's like 6-foot tall shrubbery, and there's a path that like it doesn't even look like it's a legit path. It looks like it's one of those paths where like so many people have walked through it that it just made a path at that point. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of windy and dark, and there's scary music playing, and I have 1 page left, and guess where it is? And so Trey goes, I think it wants us to go down there, and I'm like, yeah, I bet it does. I bet it does. And so I pick the page up, and we're like, we gotta go down there, and I'm like, yeah, I guess we do. At this point, the ambient it's like thunderous at this point. It's like,
yeah, he's walking towards the amps.
Yeah, so it's getting louder. And like, so we like, all right, let's go. Kirby's crying still, right? Like,
man, she must have been dehydrated.
Yeah.
The amount of tears she's crying.
Yeah. And so I'm walking in, they make me go first because
birthday boy.
And so I'm walking in, right, and I'm going so slow. And then I remember this very vividly. I'm walking through, I get like halfway through, and I go, like, yo guys, if I die, I turn around, they're both gone. So it's just me now.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay. And so I walk through, I finish the path, and there's this little clearing. It's like a perfect circle of bushes with a tree in the middle of it. And then I'm like, okay. I don't see the page. I walk around the other side of it, and sure enough, there's the last one. And so I'm like, I look around again. No one's here with me. And I'm like, okay. I reach up. I take the page off of the tree. As soon as I take the page off of the tree, 15 people in white face masks, black hoodies, and black jeans, and Slenderman explode out of the bushes and just rush me.
We have strobe lights going off every step we take.
Everything, it's an assault on the senses and also my being. They
had gray hair by the end of it.
I probably did, dude. My heartbeat was like at 73,000, and they all rushed me, right? And they don't dog put me. They just kind of like mosh me, and they go happy birthday, and I'm like, you guys, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, and also among them is crying ass Kirby, who's laughing now. I'm like, wait, Kirby, you were in on this? She's like, yeah, man. I kept shining the light in your eyes to get rid of your night vision. And I'm like, you bitch. Someone get her an Oscar. Because I genuinely thought that she was like really not having it. And that, oh God, you guys, that was the best birthday surprise I've ever had in my life. And I still have all the pages.
Really?
Of course I do, man. I'm keeping those forever.
That's awesome.
They're in like I have like this like chest of things that I've just kind of accrued in my lifetime that I love, that are important to me, and they're in there, man. They're staying there forever.
That means so much to me.
I cannot state how amazing that was. And I'm actually, we had the idea to like keep that going for Halloween, or like sell tickets to that or something like that, or have it be like a maze that we did. Obviously, we didn't do that because it's a lot of work, but man. So, I think Jake was saying that you guys mapped out where you were going to take me at what points.
No, we'd gone out like 3 times and we'd rehearsed it with everybody.
God, man.
We all right, these are the points he has to hit. You can do whatever you want to get him there, but he has to hit these points in this order.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think Jake, he had like the map that he drew out that he was gonna like photocopy for me. I forget if I ever got that or not, but it was this whole thing, man. It was the best. It was so good.
Where did you get what did you use for like the Slenderman face mask?
So we just borrowed suits from like our parents, and then we all went to Target and we got extra thick like stockings and you pull them over your face, like to the edge, and then you pull them back up. So it's like double layers, and then just blocks it all out, but you can still see out of them.
Oh, I was gonna ask, could you see? Because it was dark.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I wanted to be Slenderman for like a Halloween, but like one of the big things was I couldn't find like the face mask. Like I would find like full body things, but they were like green or red. It's like, no, I need white.
Yeah, the morph suits.
Yeah,
it was amazing. That actually reminds me of another time though, where you were there for this too, right? It was when Nasia was telling her scary ass like Barbados stories in the murder park at midnight. So Nasia was just telling us like scary stories about like this witch that would take children and like, I don't know, turn them into more witches. I don't know, I forget what they did, but it was just really creepy like stories from Barbados. And then like this is like still early on and like everyone knowing each other, so I didn't really know Braden that well at this point, or like really anybody there. But like, so Braden left at one point. I didn't notice him leave, and then because I guess he went to use the restroom or something across the field. But across the field, there's one like street light that just shines, puts a perfect cone of light on one spot. And when she's telling these scary stories, and I look up, and there's a dude standing directly in the center of that light, just staring at us. I'm like, all right, well, because why not? Why wouldn't this happen now? So I kind of like, hey guys, quick pause on the death stories. I got a real life one. Do we know who that is? And everyone looks over and we're like, no. I'm like, how long has he been there? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just saw him now. And we're like, well, I think we're finished here for the night. Turned out to be Braden just standing there, but
was that planned or?
Yeah, no, I was practicing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I thought of it as I went to get water.
Like it was a gamble because what if no one saw you? I saw you.
Oh no, I set it up with Chandler.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I told him beforehand.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because actually now that I think about it, I do remember Chandler like pointing out and being like, "Do we know who that is?" Okay, yeah, that makes sense now. That makes sense now.
No, we were on speakerphone, like, so I could hear you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Oh my god, boy, you guys were meant for all this.
Oh yeah. We peaked early.
Yeah, wow, we really set the bar way too high, even for us. Because after that, all the birthdays were like, hey, here's a high five.
Yeah, here's a dining hall cake.
Yep.
I came in too late.
Yeah. Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
man. You had to be. If you came in at month 2, you came in too late.
Oh, okay. I didn't have a chance.
Yeah, no, you had to be on the ground floor of this, otherwise you weren't getting anything.
My birthday's in June, so yeah, I missed that.
Oh yeah. Oh, whew, man, we hated each other by then. So you might have just gotten a punch. You might have just gotten hit.
Well, it's because we were all excited about college, being away from home.
Yeah, meeting new people.
Yeah,
it's our dorm friends. You know what I mean?
We need to scar them for life.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It was good, and then it was just a slow decline after that. Addendum: I don't actually dislike anybody, but that's just what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you grow apart and hate each other.
Yeah,
it's natural.
That's just how life is sometimes. You know, it's a crazy, twisted up world we got going on here.
Well, on that happy note, this has been episode something or other of the Wham
This
Bam.
has been the title screen number of the Wham Bam.
Woo! Wait, we've had some of those.
Yeah.
Wham
Bam! Bam!
If you didn't know and missed it at the beginning, this is our comedy podcast.
Yep.
Where we
this is our biannual comedy podcast.
Where we talk about stuff that we find interesting or funny or spooky.
Spoopy.
Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/StacheTag. You can find us on SoundCloud or iTunes, or I think that's it. Nobody else. There's no other podcast services.
No, those are dumb.
Ever.
Those are dumb and outdated. Get with it. It's where it's
They're
at.
stupid.
And dumb. Like my costume where I was a dead comedian.
Too soon.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I didn't have a costume, so like I got the fake like costume bag, red like food coloring blood, and a white shirt, and I was like drip 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 drip, and put some on my face. I was like, I'm a dead comedian, and I walk up, I would just tell jokes at their houses, and they give me candy. Not my best costume, but you know, Thanks, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed
Yeah.
this Halloween spooktacular episode.
Times.
Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. 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 Take care.
Bye.
Don't let this Slenderman get you.